What's up? What's up? Welcome back. It's another day. It's another day. There's a couple stocks I like today. I do like that we have a couple gappers. We have ABVC, which looks like it locked down a significant deal overnight, or at least the news came out overnight. Looks like the company's receiving $460 million from AIBTI Biopharma as the first milestone payment of global licensing fees, which is pretty good. I like when, so whenever there's like a catalyst where there's an actual number laid out that's pretty significant, that's usually can cause a significant move. Not all the time, but usually. The more detail it gives on that, the better. And this one we've traded before. So I even have my trend lines from the other day, back in end of October. And let's see, we had some support in these areas. I can go back to the 90-day chart and pull it up. But yeah, we had some support here, and we had some support here. So I'm expecting that to act as resistance. And as you can see, we pull up today's chart. Looks like it topped out right at that first level at 260. So it seems to be coinciding perfectly with that. And if we could see a nice consolidation, honestly, I like when it's just consolidating right around VWAP where it is. And then if we can open and then just do a nice dip and rip, or even just a rip straight up through the highs, that would be great. And then maybe have a target up to that high of that day, which would be 393, which isn't too far off. After 393, then you have room to 4 or 5, but you do get some resistance right around mid 5s. So yeah, it'd be nice to see if we can see a rip on this one. ABVC. Good morning, Mikey. What's going on? NEXI has been moving. Let's see. This one we traded not too long ago as well. I don't see any news. Looks like it might be just a technical play. Maybe kind of like a bottom bounce. Maybe shorts getting squeezed. Shorts taking profits late, shorts getting squeezed. And longs maybe just jumping on for the momentum, but I don't see any news on this. Volume, surprisingly, I think it's average. It's very kind of inconsistent versus, let's see, ABVC. ABVC is definitely more consistent with the high volume. It's starting to fade here, but that's okay since it is consolidating. That's always fine. But Nexi is moving higher, and the volume is still a little inconsistent. So I'm not sure if it's going to be able to hold these highs. Plus, you got that previous resistance of the other day. Let's see if I can pull up. I mean, you can have resistance here, 790. which it didn't break before. Let me put a level here. Wow. What the hell happened here again? Oh, this was the day where it halted trading for like 30 minutes. 30 minutes, more like 4 hours. Holy crap. It halted trading for 4 hours and then it opened at $5. Holy shit. I remember that day. Wow. That is some nasty shit. Oh my god, I remember this day. I think I know someone who got caught in that too. That is risky. That's high risk right there. And what in the world? What the fuck was this? Pretty much just screwing over retail traders. Yeah, I don't know. Nexi. I wonder if any of you guys been trading Nexi pre-market? Hold on, I'm gonna change this here. I'm gonna fix this. For some reason, always like it never saves to the same thing. I'm trying to. There you go. How you doing, Andres? What's up? What's up? Let's pull up SASI as well, because this one was moving after hours. Yeah, it looks like we're kind of just chopping around there. But this could be potential, so I'm going to put that on the side charts. It's like an acquisition news. And new CEO. Oh no, that's a different stock. Oh no, yeah, it is a new CEO and then acquisition. So probably not gonna move that much on as a stock here. Let's pull up NEXI. Just check those spreads. Spreads are pretty tight. Spreads are tight. I like that. Yeah, it seems like spreads are kind of within 3 or 4 cents, anywhere from 1 to 3 or 4 cents, which is good. That means it's good for scalping. Oh shit, almost spilled my coffee. The reason why yesterday was tough. Yeah, I mean, you had POL and you had the other stock, LVPH, but the spreads are nasty on those. I was up, I was green 177 on the day, and then I gave it all back on LVPH for an attempt to red to green. Trading like 300 shares, and I gave it back down 140 on the day. It's like I was not in the right headspace coming into the day, so I really should have just took that 170 and walked, but I was so stubborn. I was like, oh man, like I gotta keep trading, but whatever. This is how it's how you learn. It's how you learn when to stop. Sometimes you gotta listen to yourself, listen to what's going on inside you. Sometimes you're just not gonna have, you know, you're not gonna be emotionally calm and collected every day. And on those days, it's smart to just keep it short or not trade at all. And I have goals of sizing up, and I knew yesterday, since I was like flustered, I was like, all right, I can't really start pushing new highs in size, because I was emotionally flustered, and that got me emotionally flustered even more, because I was like, how am I letting this affect my emotional center? I should be sizing up. And yeah, it's just, that even got me more angry, because I was letting things affect me. But we're all human, we're not robots. We are not robots. Good morning, Peter. Good morning, Baha. We're definitely coming up some resistance on NEXI from the previous day. A little extended on the 5. I think maybe we can consolidate around 615. This is careful, because this is the stock that the other day halted for like 4 hours, or sorry, 6 hours, and then opened up 50% lower. Crazy stuff. This is the type of move that like you can wreck your month, you can wreck your year, you can wreck months worth of profit. That's some nasty stuff. I have a feeling like eventually, you know, if you trade long enough, eventually you're gonna get caught in something like that, and there's nothing you can do. It's just by the luck of the draw. And you just better hope that you're not full size in that position. But I feel like eventually that's gonna happen. Just like kind of, just by chances. Like even though the chances of that are like, I'd say, less than 1%, probably 1% of 1%. After years of trading, thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of trades, eventually you're gonna have that trade. So just hope that it's not on massive size, and maybe it only ruins a week or 2 weeks of profit and not months of profit. How you doing, Morgan? And then on POL, I was trying to trade this, and I was just messing up so much the other day. I chased it into the high here, then sold for a loss here, then it finally went. I was chasing up here, and then it didn't get filled, and then this halt resumption was like super, I don't know. I just chased up in the high again, and then it pulled back, and then I took another loss, and then it pulls back, and then I take the dip too early, and then it dumps lower, and then take another loss, and then here I'm chopping around because we don't extend up higher. Then it finally extends up higher. I do take a couple scalps here off the $11 level, which was good. I had a couple of 15-20 cent trades there, so I made some back. Then I chased up again. I took a 70-cent loss. Literally chased at like 12.17. I was just chasing yesterday on this stock, and then pulls back, and I took like a 70-cent loss here. Actually, it wasn't even that high. I think I actually got in at like 11.70, then it pulled back to like 11 bucks, and then it came back up. So my time yesterday, my whole emotional state, my mindset was completely out of the window yesterday. So I'm actually happy I only lost like 1 or 2 good trades. It could have been a lot worse. That's all I'm saying. I never want to be in that position where I just go complete ape, like complete like mindless, like just sizing, just like slamming big size, just try to recoup losses or try to resolve the pain. I've done that before, and that's how I've had massive bad, really bad days. That's just when I get like real angry and I'm like not willing to accept the red day, and then I just double the share size and just immediately go in at the next potential opportunity, and I end up, of course, losing, and then I'm just down double of what I was. That's happened so many times, but I've learned my lesson with that. It hasn't happened in a while where I just completely go ape. I feel like after you get burned a couple times, it's like learning not to touch the hot stove. So once I start feeling flustered, I'm always sizing down instead of sizing up. But once you first start trading, you don't have that condition. You're gonna have to rebuild that conditioning, or to rebuild that like habit. Because our habit is when we're losing, like in every other endeavor, let's say playing sports, or like running, or if you're in a track, I used to do track and like cross country. Like when you're losing or when you're sucking, it's like grit your teeth and just try harder. That's like our emotional response to try to win, or to try to, you know, make progress. But with trading, if you do that, you can double your loss, triple your loss, quadruple your loss. It's best to actually do the opposite, which is let go and live to trade another day. Like accept defeat, which is it's super hard to rewire. And the only way you're going to learn is just by touching that hot stove a couple times and then learning not to do that again. But yeah, isn't that crazy how, like, you know, in every other endeavor, you're supposed to grit your teeth and just try twice as hard, try harder, try harder, try harder. If you're losing, like in a basketball game or a football game or track or cross country, or you're losing in business, or like your sales numbers are down, it's like grit your teeth, pick up that phone and call another 100 people, 200 people, 300 people, try to hit your sales goals. Or if you're like studying for a test, or you're like failing a class, it's like grit your teeth, get all those books and just study, and, you know, try real hard. But in trading, it's like, man, like if you're losing, if you're having a tough time in the market, it's like, I accept defeat. I got to be able to come back tomorrow, versus, you know, trying to push it again, you know, and pushing it in the market, trying to double your share size, and you're already down, you're losing. You double your share size, you triple your share size. That's the worst way. That's literally the opposite of what you should be doing. I think it's crazy to think about. Yeah, we've all touched a lot of hot stoves. We've all touched a lot of hot stoves. So NEXI, so I like ABVC the best. We did reject here, but if we can hold this kind of area in here, see if I can draw like a little square. If we can kind of just hold that area minimum, and at best maybe hold VWAP this area, then I think we could potentially see a test of the highs. And I think this could potentially be the one, since NEXI kind of already is up so much. And usually when you get those huge moves, it's tough to hold those highs and continue higher. And rather instead you get the sell-off at the open. Versus if we're only up, we're up 80% on this one, we're consolidating around VWAP. We haven't really had we had a first for inside move, but it wasn't really as tradable as you got NEXI, which was like a nice tradable action for a good hour. So I think AVVC might have another leg in it. But we do have some resistance from the previous day, so you also have to keep that in mind. Maybe I think at a minimum we get a retest of 265. I'm not sure if we're going to hold and continue running, but I think at a minimum, if we can hold this support, I think it'll curl up. Small green on Nexi, good job. Very nice. Yeah, Nexi looked pretty nice. Here it looked a little choppy. That looked a little challenging there, but here you got a nice pullback, kind of bull flag pullback. Continuation, another bull flag, continuation. It looks like we pulled back there, and then we chopped around. Now we're kind of in maybe an ABCD wedge pattern, so it could break out here. We can hold up. Looks like we've got some good volume coming in. I think that could be a good entry right there. I'm gonna have to go to the bathroom. I'm not gonna be able to hold this, so be back. Sorry that took so long. I'm not having that pork. I had this like spicy ass pork from this Chinese restaurant. It did not come out very well. So I'm gonna lay off the pork for a while. So ABVC, ABVC, I like it. I like ABVC. Something like this, since I'm trying to increase my share size, something like this, I want to be between 1,500 and 2,000 shares, minimum. And if I'm really connecting, bump it up even more to maybe 2,500. Yeah, we could do a break of this. See how we got the support kind of coming in? We could do kind of like a liquidity grab and then rip. But sometimes, you know, it just kind of just goes straight up and then you might get like a quick pullback within the same candle and then it'll continue. It really depends how aggressive it is at the open. We do have some support here, so let me draw out the support. Yeah, so if I'm going to buy the dip, I'm going to try to get as close as I can to $2, because this would be the support area. If we break below, I'm going to try to get out before we break the low, though. So, because it could be a potential, just like a nasty flush if this ain't good. Really depends on the price action. Are we seeing bottoming tails on the dips, or is it closing lower and continuing lower on high volume? Then I want to stay away from it. But if we're forming bottoming tails, you see a lot of green on the tape on the low of the candles, then I'm going to want to look to get in. $2024, I'm ready. 2024, I'm ready. Put in a lot of work up to this point. 3 full years of trading, consistent every day. I think I'm ready. I don't know what would have to happen for me to be more ready than I am to size up, you know? Been more comfortable than I've ever been. Been consistent for 2 straight years. Last year, 2023, I only beat my profit in 2022 by about 3 grand. So 2023, I made 17 grand. 2022, I made 15 grand or 14 grand. 15 or 14, something like that. So maybe I only beat it by 2,000 or 3,000 this in 2023, but the opportunity was definitely a lot slimmer last year. But still, like I think it was definitely improvements, but I still have yet to hit my stride. And so I think 2024, if I can really lean into, I gotta really understand my trader psychology. That's where my biggest weakness is. For some reason, my trader psychology has been fucked. Like, because every time I size up, it's like I need that trade. It's like I feel the need to have this trader to be winner because I'm on big size. And of course, 50% of my trades are losers. So flip a coin, and if it's gonna be a loser, I hold on to it. I hold on to it too long, and I lose I lose my trader edge because I get too clouded by the emotions of the feeling the need to be right because it's big size. So I really need to understand that, kind of throw that out the window, and learn to accept that half my trades are losers, half my trades are winners, and I need to trade the same way I trade on small size. I need to accept that I don't know what's going to happen after I hit the buy button, but be ready to manage risk if it goes against me. And those are things that I've just been struggling to tackle. I think I'm definitely not in the camp where it comes easy. There's some people that it just comes easy to them, and they're just able to just mindlessly kind of just trade big size, and just it kind of just clicks a lot faster. For me, I definitely need to put a lot more focus on my trader psychology. It definitely does not come easy. I think it comes, for some reason, it just comes really hard for me just to understand that. But I will get through it. I'll do whatever work I got to do to understand the trader psychology, to understand that my need for certainty is ruining my trading edge. Because my need for certainty when I trade big size is I don't act on my entry. I'll see the entry, but because I'm on big size, I'm like, okay, let's just wait. I need to be perfect. And then I miss the entry, and then it ended up being right, and then I chase in higher, and then I'm completely ruining my edge. Versus trusting that my strategy has been working, and do not alter the entry. You have to just maintain that trust even though it's on bigger size, and trade it the same exact way that you would even on small size. So that was my biggest, it's still my biggest mistake, is not acting on that entry on big size because it's big size, because I need it to be right, so I miss the entry. So yeah, that's big for me. But we're working through it. We're working through it every day. Yeah. But the need for certainty is our survival instinct. I've been reading a lot into this, and it's because everyone has this need for certainty, but understanding in trading is that need for certainty comes from our survival instinct, just the need to survive. But in trading, it's you can't ever have certainty. You can never know if the trade's going to work. And when you're on bigger size, you're trying to maybe hold out until you're absolutely sure that the trade's going to work, and then before you know it, you miss the entry, and then you get emotionally triggered, and then you start taking bad trades. So just have to accept from the beginning that I don't know what's going to happen in the trade, and just trust the system, trust the process that I've developed over 3 years, and it's kind of just like a leap of faith kind of thing. And if I can manage my risk, maybe maybe I hold out for, maybe you should hold out for a couple weeks on big size. And if you're red, or if it's just capitulating into the red, then maybe slow it down. But you're never going to know if you don't go for it. And I think the risk of not going for it is bigger than the risk of going for it. Because the risk of not going for it is you're not going to be able to do this for the rest of your life. You're not going to be able to continue doing this because either A, you're not going to make enough, or you're just going to be so frustrated about your performance that eventually, if you're not making progress long enough, you're going to quit for one reason or another. And I think the biggest reason is probably going to be, well, for me, it's probably going to be I'm just clearly not making enough to justify doing it. So that risk is bigger than the risk of going for it. Because this is what I want to do, man. Like, everyone else in this chat, like, this is what we want to do. So, like, the risk of not going for it is much bigger than the risk of going for it. Yeah, this is our year. But it's important first that you develop that foundation of a proven track record before you do go for it. Otherwise, you have no confidence in your system. You have no confidence that you've been successful in the past, that you'll be successful also in the future. So if you don't have any proven track record, don't just go for it, because it's a high chance that you're not going to make it because you don't have the stats to back it up. So definitely make sure you have a proven track record before you do start to size up. But ABVC kind of just hovering around the lows here. I like it. I like ABVC still. NEXI though, maybe they'll offer like a couple dips into the open. Maybe a test of the high, but I don't know if that's going to be the one today. I think it kind of already made its move, but we'll see. We will see. All right, here we go. January 2nd. The year is young. Let's get after it, and hope you guys get green today. It seems like we could get some opportunity today, so hope you guys get green. Hit that thumbs up button for me if you're a new viewer. Hit that subscribe button for me, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side. All right, good luck. Peace.